Lots of reasons, actually. I believe that local government and choosing your local leaders is probably the most important civic obligation that we have, and it makes a difference, so your vote counts. I also believe that we need more women and more people of color in local government, and so that inspired me as well. And I just wanted to set an example for my own family, my children, and my law students. And I really think that Douglas County needs a change. I think that we need new leadership, and I believe that now is the time for me to put my name in and to hopefully make that change for Douglas County. So I have a wide breadth of experience in Kansas law. I started off as a legal aid lawyer and did that for 6 years. So I've done the defense function, so I get that side of things. I've also been a special prosecutor in Wyandotte County for 2 different stints, for a total of 6 years prosecuting high-level felony crimes. And then I've been a teacher, of course, at the law school, teaching now for 20 years and teaching a course on legal ethics and specifically prosecutorial ethics, where I'm considered a national expert on the topic. Wow, that one I could talk about for a long, long time. I think in the context of what we're seeing today, which I think is really relevant, what we've seen in the last 6 weeks or so with civil unrest related to police misconduct and certainly the deaths of individuals, black individuals, at the hands of some very bad apples in law enforcement. I think we need to focus on that and racial inequity and systemic injustice and really think about how we need to move our community forward to provide equity for all people of color. So I think we're looking at it sort of in current times right now, but there's so many permutations to it that I could go on for a long time about the topic. One of the things that we haven't really talked about in forums throughout this election cycle here in Douglas County is that judges play a huge role in the sentencing of individuals. For example, with our sentencing guidelines, there's lots of discretion. And I think that what we fail to recognize is that our judicial system is mostly white and mostly male. And so if I could change the makeup of the trial courts and even the appellate courts so that we're seeing more women, but I think we need more people of color to be representative of our populations. If I could change that and have more of an equitable sort of representation of people of color, that would make a huge, huge difference. So that's one big change I would make. The second thing I would do is we need, right now the right to counsel relates to felony crime as a general matter. We need competent counsel at all levels. And what we find is that a lot of low-level crimes don't have counsel, people can't afford it. And so we have people of color who can't afford to pay for their own defense. And so if I could make sure that everyone who was involved in the criminal justice system had some sort of competent representation, I think that would help as well. I think what we've seen in the last few years, at least as the district attorney has sort of talked about it, is the specialty courts, the drug courts and the behavioral courts and the specific sort of programs they have for women. They're not where they need to be, but they're certainly, I think they've got the foundation to grow. And certainly if you put resources and energy in it and really sort of come up with the creative ideas to continue to grow them, they have potential to really, I think, blossom in a way that'll be helpful to our community. And certainly with all of our resources in terms of advocacy and people who care about our community, I can really see a lot of potential in those courts. I'd also like to add a veterans court to that mix because I think that we have lots of resources untapped resources that we can use to grow that program too if we had it. Plus reformative justice, I think that the DA is starting to talk about that now, and we really need to grow that as well.